In this demo, we will create a Cloud SQL second generation MySQL instance and connect to it using Google Cloud Shell and gCloud. Then we will create a Compute Engine instance and show you how to connect to your Cloud SQL instance using the Cloud SQL proxy. Let's get started. To create the Cloud SQL instance, from the Products and Services menu, let's scroll down to Cloud SQL. We want to use a MySQL database, and we will choose second generation. Our server needs a name. Let's call it Cloud SQL Demo. We'll also need a password. Let's generate one here, and then we'll copy that to the clipboard. We have to put our database somewhere in the world. We'll choose US Central 1, and we'll choose US Central 1A as our zone. Click Create, and our instance will be created. After a couple minutes, our Cloud SQL database is ready to go. Let's see if we can connect to it from Google Cloud Shell. To connect, we'll enter the following command: gcloud beta SQL connect, the name of our database, and the user we want to connect. After our IP address is whitelisted, it's asking for a password. Recall that we auto-generated a password when creating the database server, and we pasted it to the clipboard. Let's enter that, and we're in. At this point, we have a database server. Let's see if we have any databases. So we'll run show databases at the MySQL command prompt. These are system databases. Let's create a database. We can enter the create database command at the command prompt. Let's see if it worked. And there we have our President's database, which we've created. Excellent. Now let's create a Compute Engine virtual machine and see how we can connect to our MySQL database from it. Let's enter this command to create a Compute Engine virtual machine. While that is being created, note the IP address of our Cloud SQL database right here. We'll use this momentarily. Our virtual machine is now created. Let's go to Products and Services and Compute to connect to it. Now let's install the MySQL client software and see if we can connect to our database from here. Let's see if it works. Unfortunately, the IP address is not getting through the firewall at this point. What we have to do is install the Cloud SQL proxy, which we'll do next. Then we can connect to the database through the proxy. This is the recommended secure way of connecting to your Cloud SQL databases. Let's try to install and configure the Cloud SQL proxy so we can connect to our Cloud SQL database from this machine. First, we'll enter the following command. This will download the Cloud SQL proxy onto our machine. We have to make the program executable. That's what this command will do. Now I want Cloud SQL proxy to listen for requests for the database server I just created. To do that, I'll enter the following command. Notice in the command, it specifies the name of the instance that we're going to listen for connections on. Where I found that instance was inside the management console. Let me show you. If we go back to the Google Cloud Management Console and go back to Cloud SQL, we'll see our Cloud SQL instance has a name, and that's what we've entered in the command that we just looked at. Let's run that command and see if it works. Now it tells us Cloud SQL Proxy is listening on this machine via port 3306 for connections to our MySQL database. To connect to it, let's SSH into that machine again and see if we can make the connection. Okay, from our new SSH tab, I'm going to enter the same MySQL command again, but notice now I'm trying to connect to localhost, not to the IP address of the Cloud SQL database. Again, I'll paste in my password, and it looks like we're in. Let's run show databases again and see if our president's database is there. There it is. Excellent. In this demo, we've seen how to create a MySQL database using Google Cloud SQL. We also saw how to connect to that database from Google Cloud Shell. We've entered some database commands and created our president's database. Finally, we saw how to create a virtual machine and how to install Google Cloud SQL Proxy on that virtual machine and then connect to our database securely from that virtual machine. Thanks for watching.